we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the Denver Broncos taking on the Miami Dolphins. Two 1-1 teams here, each looking to move over 500, and we're underway here in week 3. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
At their own 22-yard line.
Now the rookie third-round pick, it's Devon Achane.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down.
Call it no gain on the game's first play, and it's second down now. But you look at this Bronco defense. They were very strong in that victory from a week ago.
I lost count of the number of turnovers that were occurring in that game, right? I mean, I had a clicker going after a while. 5, 6, 7, 8. It was unbelievable. There have been that many turnovers or takeaways, however you want to say, in the game since the Reagan administration. This is absolutely unreal.
I was in diapers. They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. This defense for the Broncos, much improved from week 1. They were terrific last week in getting their guys their first win of the season.
And I think our statistician, we ended up having to bring the blue tent and put it around him for a while because he was developing a hand injury from having to write down all the turnovers this team forced. 5, 6, 7, 8. Absolutely unbelievable. I hope he'll recover.
Throwing is Tagovailoa on third down here. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Anthony Brown. And the Broncos are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield.
I really don't think you can fault the decision-making here because your offensive quarterback, they really had a big week last week, and you're ready for them to go again here. Not the anticipated result, of course, but you definitely understand why they did what they did. That quarterback's been hot. You want to keep the ball in his hands and see if he can keep the magic going.
The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down on the sack. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Throwing is Wilson. He'll air this one out for Mims. Oh, his first throw of the game going to be intercepted. Picked up by Javon Holland. If you combine... This week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And their opening drive, that ended with the interception. Fortunate, though, it didn't lead to points.
It didn't lead to points, and because they kind of got away with one, maybe you come back and throw something similar again to show that you're not afraid, that you're not going to back down, and take your shot. Let the defense know that you're going to be there all game long.
So a 5-yard run the other way in the wrong direction, and that leads us to 2nd and 15. Here's Tua. And going deep for Hill. And that's caught inside the 35. It's a big play there for Miami. 53 yards.
But I think it's about time I took my eyes off of the secondary, the guys with the football. How about the offensive line on that snap? They took care of business.
Absolutely, and when he can stay in the pocket like that, you're going to get big plays like we just saw. So how about this for a change in field position? From inside the 10, here's first down on the other side of the field. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. The Dolphins are 1-1 through 2 games thus far. It's not a start that's going to set the world on fire, but they've been pretty solid nonetheless.
And the first thing that crosses my mind, it certainly beats the alternative of starting 0-2. I do think that this is a team that's going to take a little time to find its footing. Hard to navigate the always tough NFL.
They'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6. Here is third down and 4. A-chain here. They stay on the ground. And he won't get close. Only a yard. 4th and 3. The field goal unit's going to stay put on the sideline. They're going to go on 4th down here. They're going for it. Here's Tua with it. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Pat Surtain. And the Broncos are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Well, the decision there, 4th and goal. They go for it, but this ball intercepted in the end zone.
Hey, how about some applause for the stand by this defense? Just to force them into a 4th and goal situation was one thing, but then to get the interception, keep them off the scoreboard, that's a job very well done.
Evades the tackler, and now some space. He's on his way. Javonte Williams. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Javonte Williams. His 3rd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Broncos take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to read.
Oh, and Tua going to be intercepted for the 3rd time. Picked off by Bryce Callahan. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line.
They'll take over 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line.
After the interception, here's Wilson. Rolling to his right. Short throw caught by Dosich. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down. They give it to Williams, running right. And they'll get to him just inside the 15, even after that strong run we witnessed. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
Now we give up the middle to Williams. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard.
And that's why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
On 3rd down, here's Williams. Wiggles free, and this won't do it. He needed 6. He only got halfway there.
But this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stuffed them for almost no gain.
It would appear Sean Payton's made the decision here. They will go for it on 4th. They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. And this is going to be intercepted. And the Dolphins are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. I appreciate the aggressiveness trying to go for it there on 4th down, but you're in the red zone, had 3 points in your back pocket. Instead, Charles, they throw it away.
Certainly a big call to go for it on 4th down. As you said, in the red zone, definitely going to cost them 3 points, and we'll see how that affects the game as time goes on.
They'll give him 4 yards there, and it'll be second down.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the next step in utilizing this position is to actually utilize more of a scat back in this spot, because we saw the catch there, right? He made it, but he's a bigger, stronger guy, maybe not quite as elusive as maybe someone else you would put.
Yeah, didn't get the big yardage there you might out of a smaller back.
And he'll have a Dolphins first down as he's got this up to about the 34-yard line.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
First and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10. They'll let this go deep for Waddle.
This is caught inside the 15. They're all the way in for the Miami touchdown. Jalen Waddle, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Dolphins are within an extra point of tying up this ball game.
The two are going to try and throw for it.
And it's caught. He's got it. So they go for 2. They convert, and along with it, they'll take an 8-7 lead. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown.
From his end zone, here's Tremon Smith. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And 2 interceptions already here in this first half. That's got to affect him a little bit, right? He's got to be thinking about it.
He's got to be thinking about it, but most of the good ones, they find a way to put it aside. They're not happy about it by any stretch of the imagination. They find a way to put it aside and continue to play their game.
Can he put it aside? Let's find out.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Here's Wilson.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
This drive was almost over before it began, thanks to a great defensive effort. Sacked on 1st down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rip, and they get off the field.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete. They couldn't hook up on what's going to be the final play of this first quarter.
A tight one. 8-7 our score after 1 on EA Sports.
Here's Riley Dixon now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone.
Now Hill to return it.
A big boot that time. 57 yards the official distance. And it'll be Dolphin football.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown. Their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Tua sets up to pass it. They're going deep for Hill.
And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
That's some good closing speed there defensively, because that looked open for a minute. That's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
Out of the gun on 3rd down. Here's Tua. They'll let this go deep for Waddle.
And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Quality coverage that time to slow down what's been the main source of offense against them thus far. Got to find a way to slow down that ball in the air.
Jake Bailey on now to punt here on 4th down. That's returnable now for Smith. A nice punt, but a good run back as well, 13 yards. And the Broncos take over, first down and 10. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
Williams going to get it again on second down. And he'll take this up to the 30, a gain of 4.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back.
And Wilson's going to be intercepted a third time.
Picked up by Javon Holland.
And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line.
After the turnover, it's Tua. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
They overloaded that time with a safety blitz, and he winds up being dropped for a loss of 7. Oh, free safety blitz, that can be a gamble, but it proves fruitful there.
Yeah, you're exactly right about the gamble because oftentimes the free safety is the last line of defense against a long pass. And when he comes at the quarterback, he better get home and make the play. Otherwise, a big play could result for the offense. Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
The offense on third down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 14. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. So 4th down, Tua departs, and on is Jason Sanders and the Dolphin field goal unit. Sanders' kick is good. And the lead grows to 4. It's 11-7. So they get the turnover in plus territory. The drive stalls out, but still able to get 3 out of that.
Yeah, we were able to see an offense and a defense kind of mix and match with each other, didn't we? Both of them trying to make sure that they have the upper hand and the advantage. Offense trying to get to the end zone. Defense, of course, trying to hold them to a field goal attempt. And it wasn't a guaranteed lock 3 from where they started. So, you know, the offense has to be happy to come away with those 3 points.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. Well, still early in this one, Charles, but the last time this offense was out there, they threw their first interception of the ball game, so trying to avoid repeating that mistake here on this drive.
And to put a positive spin on it, at least it happened in the first half and not in a close game in the 4th quarter, but you're absolutely right, partner. One of the last things this offensive quarterback wants to witness again in this game.
Kind of an obvious question, Charles, but anything you try to avoid after your first pick, or you say it's 1 interception, we're still in the first half, and going to do the same thing?
I think you want to avoid playing scared, and put it into the mind of the quarterback that you've lost confidence in him. Make sure you get some throws that he's going to be able to complete, make him feel good about himself, and continue to run your offense.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
Well, CD, when you mentioned earlier about spreading the ball around in this game, I don't think you mentioned the guys in the other uniform. With 4 interceptions here in the first half, and several different guys have picked him off.
Yeah, and instead of analyzing what's going wrong with him, throwing the football, while we look at the defense, they came in prepared, had excellent game plan, well scouted, and they're taking it away at almost every turn.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Kareem Jackson.
And the Broncos are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Now a first down carry, it's Williams. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. This is 2nd and 8. Now Wilson. And now here's another interception. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. Boy, they get him yet again, Charles. 5 interceptions in this game. You rarely see this, maybe a couple of times in a season, but this defense, they've been fantastic.
It's certainly an example of watching a defense that is in the zone, right? We use that term so often, but most of the time it's for people who are on offense. In this case, it's a defense as a whole, all locked in with each other, all ready to go.
And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's 2nd down.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense, and guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Right back to A-Chain on 2nd down. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Third down, here's H.A. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. The tally there, -8 yards. Leads to fourth down as well. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
A 54-yard attempt.
And he missed it. It's no good. And this will stay a 4-point game.
And now two problems as I see it. First, you missed the kick, which granted was a long one. But second, you set the other guys up with great field position and enough time to maybe get downfield and get a field goal attempt of their own.
Wilson's throw here caught by Mims.
And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
What I love about watching the passing game nowadays is that the one-dimensional receiver is really starting to leave the game. You've got to be able to do it all. Of course, you got to run fast. Of course, you got to catch the ball. But route running savvy and toughness, there's a premium for all of that now.
And this is incomplete. It looked like he had a pretty good line on that. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Wilson. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween and you take what you want. They're having a blast out there playing against him today.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive.
And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23.
They don't want to repeat a first down. They'll keep it on the ground.
And not much happening there as he'll get it back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Now the Broncos will use their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward.
One more time, they'll keep it on the ground. And they will get to him behind the line, but the clock continues to tick down.
They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on 4th.
But it's 4th down.
So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break.
Broncos 7.
And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter.
It'll be the Broncos getting the football first in this second half as they trail, and we are back underway. On the return, here comes Smith out of the end zone.
And he'll be out of bounds here just past the 20-yard line.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. Well, out of the locker rooms here they come. Their first drive of the 3rd quarter. And, Charles, they're trailing in this ball game, but we got a tight one set up to be a very entertaining second half.
And as we know, partner, in the NFL, there's trailing and there's trailing, right? Sometimes you're discouraged by how much you're down, but in this case, this is a tight ball game, so there's a sense of optimism here. I think they went into half and looked at their play sheet and said, these are the plays we really like. What do you say we use them to start the second half and get us going?
Again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now it's Wilson.
Working the he's got a man complete. He's to the 15. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Marvin Mims, 75 yards. And the Broncos have retaken a third-quarter lead. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And that gives them a 3-point lead.
14. Dolphins 11.
Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. And here comes a return from a few steps. A chain hit, and the ball is out. Oh, one of the linebackers has got it.
So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
On first down, Tagovailoa. Out route to Hill, complete.
He's got this almost to the 40 before going out. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down.
Now, how about this throw right here? Had to throw it to the left sideline, and you know the timing's got to be correct on this one. Ball's got to be right where it needs to be, and it was. That's because he had great arm strength on that one, able to drive.
And he loses the football a second time. It's picked up by the Broncos.
And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
Boy, a rough time for a turnover there. They give it away on their first possession of this second half.
And what makes it worse, Brandon, is that they've already given away the lead in this quarter on the touchdown drive a minute ago. Now they run the risk of really falling behind unless their defense can bail them out a little bit. They'll be cheering for them hard from the sidelines.
And credit the tackle to Brandon Jones. Here's 2nd and 10.
Now a 10th carry. Here's Williams.
101 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Boy, what would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
They go play action now. Wilson. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
What we're seeing so far as a defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board. Ended up settling for 3.
25-yard line. The Dolphins take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though?
That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown! Jalen Waddle, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Dolphins strike quickly here to tie up the ball game. And we didn't even get a chance to settle in for that drive. A quick strike of 75 yards, and they find the end zone.
Don't you get the sense that film study was behind this one, that they saw something that they thought they could take advantage of? The key is calling it in the right situation, knowing when it exists to go to it. They did exactly that. They've got to feel really good about what they did in advance of this game.
Just looking down at the sideline now, their defense is like, hey, can you have strung that out just a few plays, give us a break, back out there.
Hey, man, get that water break and get on out there and play.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive.
Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now, the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well.
Now Wilson on first down. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Xavier Howard. Down the sideline he goes. And he will bring it back. It's a pick six and a Dolphins touchdown.
Well, that's what you get, apparently, when you try to take on a Pro Bowl quarterback. And we're going to play that, make the interception, and also bring it back for 6.
And he is so good that we've seen teams absolutely stay away from throwing the ball at him. Here he's just reading the quarterback's eyes the entire way, makes a great play on the football, and turns it into 6.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that makes this a 9-point game. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape up past the 30.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go.
Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
And he'll get about 3 out of that up to the 39-yard line.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
And they pick up the first down there with a gain of 4.
There's a lot of different formulas to winning football, but one constant over the years, winning on 3rd down. That pickup there was big because they had struggled throughout this one.
They'll stay on the ground with Williams.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that field and like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Yeah, 3 yards on first down, just 1 yard there. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
And the Broncos first down.
Wilson. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
It's been a pretty long drive. This will be play number 9. And they need 10 yards out of it on 3rd. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. And that'll move him back within 6 now.
So 3 points, maybe not a grand prize at this stage, but it does get him back within 1 score.
It certainly does, because now they stay within shouting distance. So that means everyone on your sideline stays engaged in this game. They know they still have a shot.
And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Here's a quick throw out to Wilson. And he gets this up to the 34 outbounds line. First target, first catch, and a first down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield who can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Tua's throws taken in by Waddle.
And he is out of bounds inside the 30. So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and it'll be second in a couple.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
On play action, here's Tua. And that one incomplete. They tried to sneak in a deep ball with the clock running down, but to no avail as time will expire on this third quarter of play. The Dolphins on third down. They're struggling. 0 for 6 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. Tua to throw again. He's got his running back out of the backfield. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And that certainly appears to be a critical conversion right there because not only do they keep the drive going, they take valuable time off the clock as well. They have to feel really good about that last completion.
And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Devon Achane with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Dolphins are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead. Finishes off the drive with a touchdown run, Charles. Remember, he also had a catch on this drive as well.
And that's what running backs want to be in today's NFL. A complete back. 3 downs, stay on the field, running and catching, and he gets it done.
Tua and the Dolphins offense staying put. They'll go for 2. They'll look to throw. And no, it falls incomplete. So the 2-point conversion, no good.
Dolphins 32. Broncos 20.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
Their own 25-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, they trail by 2 scores here in the 4th quarter. This drive becomes very critical. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
This is certainly a team that has proven it likes to target its backs through the air, and defensively, they were aware of that and certainly were prepared on that throw.
So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. Here's Wilson. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. And got his man complete. Touchdown Broncos. Cortland Sutton 75 yards. And the Broncos have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth. Extra point by Moore, up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter.
27. Brett Maher is set to kick off.
Following the touchdown, here's Maher to kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
Dolphins take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Again, it's A-Chain. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 61 yards on the ground for him now as he's done that on 15 carries.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there. And on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously. But at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that, and thus far they've been successful.
5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5. Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything possible to have him do it again. They need that turnover.
And this is taken in at the 5. Touchdown, Dolphins. Tyreek Hill, 49 yards. And the Dolphins are able to build on to their fourth quarter lead. The Dolphins will again line up and go for 2. They'll try and throw for it. And he's got it. So the 2-point conversion is good, and they add on to their fourth quarter lead. And, of course, on the 2-point try, had the option to run or pass. They pass it there, and it works.
Felt pretty straightforward, didn't it? An open receiver, ball's put on him, 2 points for them.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. Well, that last touchdown we just saw, what an important one. Now it's back to a 2-score deficit for this crew as they take the field here, and they are in desperate need of finding the end zone. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one goes for 24 yards.
All right, this is the time in the game where they're down a couple scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? Oh, he'll air this one deep for Judy. And now here's another interception. picked up by Xavier Howard. And the Dolphins are going to take over at their own 11-yard line. Tagovailoa and the Dolphins come up 1st and 10 at their own 11. They'll start by running the option to the right. There he goes again. And brought down across the 50 to the 49-yard line. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. And his throw's going to be incomplete. What a difference a week makes. Last week he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number, not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense has spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away at his timing. Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down.
He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. Jalen Waddle, his 3rd touchdown of the game and 4th on the year. And the Dolphins tack on another score as they have dominated this 4th quarter. He's got them out now to a 3-score lead here in the 4th quarter after that one, CD. And well, he looked right off the line like he knew that that ball was coming his way, and he secured it for 6 points.
Yeah, I think when you're leading by a healthy margin already, it actually loosens you up and allows you to take maybe a few more chances and definitely play with more confidence because he's
going to go down. Can't get rid of it, so a sack on a 2-point try.
46. Broncos 27.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. Now a hit and a loose football. And I believe he was able to get this back. He was. Boy, after giving up the touchdown, lucky that didn't turn into another.
I didn't do this in college, but I did it in high school. When you return kicks and you lose it yourself, the panic that goes through you and the determination to get the ball back, I don't even know how to describe it. And I think we just saw an example there.
And the relief when you get it back like he did.
Yeah, you go to the sidelines, you know you're going to get yelled at, but you can handle it because you got the ball back.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
And they're at the point of the ball game now where they've got to take some chances. They've got to put the ball in the air and just see what happens. But this defense knows that all too well.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a 1st down. They go play action with Wilson. He'll air this one out for Mims. And that is incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
Now a 2nd and 10. Throwing again here, Wilson. Throw to the right, caught by Dulcich. And he's got another 1st down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 37. 18 big yards on that one and a Denver 1st. On 1st down, Wilson. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. Give the sack to Jerome Baker.
We all know he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league, but definitely not today. His team trailing by multiple touchdowns and a late sack. Just a parting gift from the defense for him to take back to the locker room with him.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd-and-long situation coming up. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time to make sure you get in shape.
That was no 3rd and 2. That was 3rd and 16, but they get the conversion anyway. From the red zone now, here's Wilson on 1st down.
Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. It looks like a loss of right around 11 there on first down to set him back on second.
And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
It certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go at each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best. And I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team.
I've been going hard from the night into the daylight, telling them all that yesterday's price is not the same price. Eating up what's for breakfast, I can tell you what it tastes like. Wake up and I see red and I still don't got no brake lights.